Okay, let's talk about evaluating network access control. It can get pretty complicated, right? So in this explainer, we're going to cut right to the chase. We're focusing on just three key questions you probably have. How does this thing actually work? What's the real cost, the total cost of ownership? And maybe most importantly, can you actually try it out without getting stuck in the sales loop? Let's dive in.
So when you're looking at a new NAC solution, what's the best way to evaluate it? Well, it really just boils down to asking the right questions. And these are the three big questions we're going to answer today. Number one, how does the platform actually work, and what do you need to get it deployed? Number two, what's the real cost? We're talking hardware, licenses, maintenance, the whole picture. And number three, how can you get your hands on it and start a trial without a sales call or having to rip out your existing infrastructure?
Okay, so to get you those answers, here's our game plan. We'll look at how the platform works, the different additions and deployment options, the licensing model, something really important, upgrade and maintenance risk. Then we'll do a direct competitive comparison, and finally show you how to get started without talking to sales.
All right, first up, how the platform works. Let's break down its components and the intelligence behind it.
So, the platform really has three core pieces, and they're all software. First, you've got the policy server. Think of it as the central brain. It's where you manage everything. Then there's the network sensor. This is what's on your network, watching traffic and applying control. And it just plugs into a standard access port. No need for complex configurations right off the bat. And last, there's an agent, but it's totally optional. You only use it if you need extra data from your endpoints. The big thing to remember is, because it's all software, you're not buying any proprietary hardware.
Okay, so how does it see all these devices? That brings us to this key piece of tech called GDPI, which stands for Genian Device Platform Intelligence. The second a device connects to your network, GDPI figures out what it is, and it does this without an agent. And we're not just talking about a MAC address here. It gives you all this useful context, a picture of the device, its end-of-life status, who made it. And here's the kicker. It checks that device against the MITRE CVE database in real time, so you instantly see any known vulnerabilities associated with it.
So where does all that intelligence come from? Well, that's the GPDB, the Genian Platform Database. You can think of it as the pattern library that GDPI uses to identify everything, and it's constantly being updated. If you're on the Professional or Enterprise Edition, you get those updates every single week. The Basic Edition gets them monthly, so you're always up to date.
Okay, so we've got the components down. Now let's talk about the additions and deployment options. This is all about mapping that structure to how you'd actually roll this out in the real world.
If you've ever been part of a NAC deployment, you've probably seen one of two things go wrong. Either you try to enforce rules before you can even see everything on the network, which, leaves huge gaps. Or you try to turn on enforcement everywhere all at once, and everything breaks. The whole idea behind the three additions here is to avoid exactly those two problems.
So the additions are set up like a path. You start with the Basic Edition, which is all about getting visibility. See everything first. Then you move to Professional to start adding enforcement. And finally, you go to Enterprise for all the heavy-duty integrations. What's really key here is that moving up, say from Basic to Professional, is just a license key change. That's it. No new hardware, no reconfiguring everything.
Let's look at what you get with each one. Basic, like we said, is your starting point. It's all about visibility, using that GDPI intelligence. When you're ready for control, Professional Edition unlocks 7 different network access control methods. We're talking ARP-based Layer 2 control, 802.1x, SPAN, you name it. Then Enterprise is for when you need to tie into your other systems. It adds things like REST APIs and webhooks for integration.
All right, so how do you deploy it? You've got two main options. You can go on-premises, which means everything lives on your own infrastructure. This is what you'd use for air-gapped environments or if you just need to keep all your data in-house. That's a CapEx model. Or you can go with the cloud-managed option. Genians runs the policy server for you, and it's a subscription, so it's OpEx. The really important thing is that no matter which one you pick, you get the exact same enforcement capabilities.
Okay, let's talk about money. Next up is the licensing model and how that helps you figure out the total cost of ownership.
The licensing model here is really simple. It's called active node licensing, and it means exactly what it sounds like. One device, actively connected to your network, equals one license, period. It doesn't matter which enforcement method you're using, how many policies you have, or which edition you're on. One active device is one license. It keeps accounting predictable.
Now, let's compare that to some other models you might have seen. There's concurrent session licensing, where one device could actually eat up multiple licenses based on what it's doing. Or there's registered device licensing, where you're paying for a device even if it's turned off and sitting in a closet. And then, of course, there's the model where you have to buy one license for visibility and another separate one for enforcement. You can see how those other models can make your costs a lot harder to predict.
Okay, so licensing isn't just about cost. It's also about risk, specifically upgrade and maintenance risk. Let's look at how something as simple as a license change can actually affect your network's enforcement and uptime.
So these are documented risks, pulled from the vendor's own public information. For example, with Cisco ISE, when you upgrade from version 2.x to 3.x, features can just stop working if they move to a different license tier. With Aruba ClearPass, an upgrade to version 6.11 requires you to go back and reapply all your license keys. For FortiNAC, applying a new license key actually requires a service restart, and while it's restarting, radius is down. With Genian NAC, an addition upgrade is just a license installation. There's no service restart required.
All right, let's move on to a direct competitive comparison. Again, this is all based on data from publicly available documentation.
First, let's talk hardware. Cisco ISE needs an SNS appliance or a VM with dedicated resources. Aruba ClearPass uses their CP-HW series appliances or a VM with matching specs. FortiNAC has its own hardware appliances or a VM, same with Forescout. Genian NAC is software. It runs on any VM or physical server. Okay, this table puts it all side by side. Proprietary appliance, yes for the first four, no for Genian NAC. License model, you can see the different types, concurrent session, endpoint, connection, versus the active node model. Are visibility and enforcement in the same license? No across the board for the others, yes for Genian. Do license changes cause interruptions? We saw documented cases of yes for the first three and no for Genian. And finally, can you get a self-service trial? No for the others, yes for Genian.
And that brings us to our final section, starting the 30-day trial. The goal here is to get full network visibility, and you can expect to see that within just 2 to 3 days.
A 30-day free trial is available. This isn't a scaled-down version. It includes the full feature set of both the Professional and Enterprise editions.
And the main point here is how accessible this trial is. There's no mandatory sales call, no credit card is required. And you don't need to make any disruptive infrastructure changes to get started. You even get technical support directly through a dedicated Slack channel.
Just to give you a bit of background, Genian's was founded in 2005, and the platform has been deployed in over 5,000 organizations. So the structure and the methods we've just gone over are really the direct result of lessons learned from all of those real-world deployments. You can begin your own trial at genians.com. A complete network inventory can be established in about 3 days. So the only remaining question is, what will you discover on your network?